Hello there, this is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another podcast. Convo has always been the key to game. And when I use the term game, I always put quotations with it because it's not about manipulation, but it's just any strategy that a man uses to get women. If a man says, I'm gonna be an outstanding man, I'm gonna be totally honest and authentic, be a provider, protector. That's his game. But I'm going to tell you what, regardless of whatever method a man wants to use, the convo has always been the key to the game. You got to have it. You got to have it. Because there's some basics that you always have to have in game. And shout out Master Teacher BGS for just breaking it down to the basics. You got to have it's the environment that you in. It's the bait that you use, it's the conversation, and it's the sex. Now, the key to get everything happening is the conversation. See, I don't care. You get a bunch of guys, they like, oh, it's just looks. Looks get you a few more seconds. And indeed, there's a lot of guys who have looks, but the woman still is not going to approach them or anything. And if you approach the woman and you look a certain way, you get 40 more seconds because, and I've said this constantly, there's plenty of guys that might look good to a woman, but then she look at everything else. Like I know this one woman, she said, yeah, this guy approached her and everything, and he looked real good, but she immediately checked him out on social media. And she said, no, all his pics he's surrounded by other men. So she questioned something about him. She questioned something. See, that just opens the door. It's the bait. You still got to have the hook. So that's the conversation, the convo. You know what, coming up, it was always about, they would say that rap. You got to have that rap, and because it's like, even if you say, well, I got money and status. Okay, how's she supposed to know? You walking around with a sign saying how much you make and status, and even then, that's just the bait. You still got to have that conversation with it. Even if she's purposely looking for money and status, you still got to have a conversation with her. But see, a lot of guys ain't talking about it. They worried about the bait, and the bait is important. But you still got to talk to them. You still got to have fun. That's the whole point of dating, is to get to know them. They got to see what's up with you. Because see, understand something. Women are definitely visual, and they definitely like looks. But it's not the only thing. It gets them over there. They look at you and say, oh, okay, you look nice. What's up with them? But then you get on that date, that conversation, and there's been plenty of women dissatisfied with what they get. And a lot of men don't understand this because let's be real, a lot of men are just looking to hit. A lot of men are just looking to hit it. As long as she look cute. In fact, the ultimate woman for many men would be that woman who sit there and look cute, quiet. They have sex. She says very little. Now, that's the ultimate thing, and that's quite frankly a fantasy because that's not going to happen in the real life. But it's the conversation. It's the conversation. In fact, and the true players, not guys who sitting online watching videos or espousing stuff that they know little or nothing about, but the true players will know it's the conversation. It's powerful. The conversation is powerful to the point. And, some people call it a mouthpiece. It's powerful to the point you can convince a woman or get a woman attracted, even turned on, just from your conversation. People say, how is that possible? Is there a magic? There's not no magic word. It's just a pure conversation. You don't even have to put sex in the conversation. Women would call it a sweet talker, a charmer. It's interesting. Nobody talks about that anymore. But you have conversations with some women, they'll say, he looked all right, but, he was a sweet talker. He was a charmer. It makes her feel good. And it's a very simple combination. It's a very simple, if you say something to a woman, you know how to compliment her just right, talk to her, engage her, right? That turns her on. Because you just got to understand the nature of a woman. Yes, they are very physical. They want that guy on a physical level. But they also want that guy on an emotional level. That's the nature of women. At a minimum, you got to hit them on two levels. At a minimum. The physicality, only way they ignore like everything else and just focus on the physicality, if the man is like, he's on some sex worker stuff, quite frankly. That's the only time, and they just want them just that moment right there. But that's only a small percentage of the population who got it like that. Everybody else, you got to have that conversation. And indeed, that's why I say you got some guys out there, and I know this from knowing a lot of women. I got this from knowing a lot. They'll say the guy was average, he ain't had much going on, modest income, no status. But he just started talking to him, and it's like, boom. See, understand something with women, too. Yes, they are visual, but they also auditory. They can get turned on just by the tone of a man's voice. Hence, that's why you get some singers up there. You get some singers, they can look like whatever, but they start singing or something, boom. You know? Shoot, every old school people remember Luther. And then even if you look at some of these singers now, there ain't no hunks or anything like that. Seriously, you look at some of these singers, and, somebody who's ignorant will say, well, yeah, they rich or something like that. It's like, no, they get up there to shoot. They get up there, they start singing. Women be throwing the panties on the stage. But it's that auditory thing. It's that conversation. It's engaging a woman. It's knowing how to talk to her in such a way, It's, you could be making her laugh. It could making her intrigued. It's so many things, but it comes from, you got to have the conversation no matter what. I mean, what you going to do? You get some guys out here, they really extremely focus on the looks part. They think, okay, if I get plastic surgery, I'm going to get that woman. Or even with the body game, I say the body game is the foundation. It's the bait. I mean, it gives you more confidence in everything, but you still got to talk to them. Now, like I was saying about that plastic surgery thing, somebody think, well, I'll get them. Women don't, look, let me be real on something. Women don't approach guys that much. There's a tiny bit who can get a regular approach or how everything. That's the most you're going to get. You still got to talk to them. Okay? You still got to talk to them no matter what. I don't care what you look like. You got to talk. Y'all got to engage. She ain't going to come and jump on you right on the spot. Y'all go out on a date. What y'all going to talk about? You just going to sit there and smile? No, it ain't going to work that way. She going to be like, well, what's up? What's up? And I'm going to tell you something now. Even when you in situations where you letting the women talk, at some point you want to know what's on your mind. And that's always been the key thing. That's the thing you got to develop. That's why I always tell men to work, practice saying hi to 3 women a day. Now, on a recent comment I saw, in fact, about 30 minutes before I started recording this, somebody had said, yeah, Rom, I've been going out and, doing that talking to 3 women a day thing. And I've met some women and went on dates, had sex with a few. All it was a conversation. Because I'm going to tell you what, I don't care. Like I said, I don't care how good you look. Women want to feel that emotional connection. Yeah, they need their womb to jump and everything, but I'm going to tell you what, their emotions can make their womb jump. Let me say that again. You touch a woman's emotion, you get that good conversation, all of a sudden, in her mind, she'll start making you look better. She'll say, yeah, you know what, he is kind of cute. They'll start paying attention. They'll start finding stuff on you. If it's about that looks thing with them, they'll start finding stuff on you. But you got to have that conversation. And that's where the sweet talker, the charmer come in. See, and that's amazing. I don't see too many people talking about that. I don't see too many people talking about that sweet talk, that charm, the smooth conversation. And like I said, when they listening to you, it's not just the words you saying, but it's the tone of voice. It's the tone of voice. You got to have a certain tone, switch it up, everything. That convo, that's what takes it to another level. Everything else is bait. It gets them over there, or it'll get them to listen for a minute. But then if you don't got nothing to talk about, give it up. That's why you got some guys out there, they got a lot of money, but they having problems. You got some guys out there, they'll say, well, everybody tell me I look good. What's the problem? Did you talk to them? Yet you get some average-looking dudes, they just got that conversation. Now, I know some people still challenge that. They still think it, but it's always people who ain't out there. They don't engage. If you ask them, okay, how many times you actually engage a woman every day? And it's very few. But I'm just saying, out here, you got to have that conversation. You got to. No, it's I don't care what you look like. I don't care even if you're an alpha showpiece, unless you in like a environment where, a sex work environment. If you outside of that, you still got to talk to them, all right? So get that conversation. Practice talking to women, all right? So anyway, that's all I got for today. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace and blessings.